like focusing on the water. Cool. This is cool. Thanks for coming, everybody. I mean it.
Well, right before we walked out on stage, we were all talking about our bra sizes, but I have different questions that I'm going to share with the audience. I think one of my favorite things of the show, this is really loud, isn't it? I shouldn't tilt my head down.
I know, I'm like,
Keep your head up.
hear my own voice? Okay.
One of the greatest appeals for me is the show, as I'm a New Yorker, born and raised, I still live here, is how perfect you get New York. It just feels so authentic to what it is, what it means to be in your 20s and broke and trying to find yourself while you're living in this city. So my question is, what was the first dirty-ass apartment you guys ever lived in?
I lived in, actually, my first apartment in New York was the apartment we're portraying on the show. I lived in Astoria, 34th and 34th. I lived in Astoria for 5.5 years, my first years in New York. And I lived in Astoria with a roommate from college. Oh God, I'm nervous how to answer this question.
Oh, no.
And
okay.
and it's very similar to what we show on the show.
The circumstances.
The circumstances.
Like, it's not like gambling.
No,
like,
it was
in her apartment naked or whatever.
No.
The circumstance.
Yeah, it was the circumstance. So my friend from college's boyfriend sort of lived with us for a while, but not as long as Bevers has.
Bevers, it's like, get out of here. It's
That's
like,
more based on Jonathan Gumbo than anybody. But yeah, I lived there. I love Astoria. I think that's something. I'm not even answering your question, but I think that's something we want to show more of as Astoria, because people think this is about two gals that live in Brooklyn, and
they're like, two Brooklyn gals. And we're like, okay.
And I ain't.
And also, like, in making the web series, getting from Queens to Brooklyn is so annoying that we're like, we got to keep that part. That minutia is important to us.
Yeah, I grew up in Queens, and I don't think I went to. think I went to Brooklyn until I went through Manhattan and then moved there.
Right.
Yeah, it was the Midwest as far as I was concerned.
I
Sort
like
of.
started in NYU dorms, and that was so strange because it was like very rich, poor. Like I remember, like tiny rooms, and you have like security guards, like sort of hall monitor feel. It's like so strange. And then, you have no money as a college student, but you're like, it's such a weird thing. And I remember I lived in this beautiful dorm in the West Village Greenwich Hotel, and it was like so gorgeous. Greenwich! It was so gorgeous, but like, you just, it's like a weird feeling. My first apartment after college I stayed in for a long time. It was in Gowanus, Sunset Park, also like in the show. I didn't even realize that I lived there until somebody else told me that it was 420, 4th and 20th Street. And I was like selling a little weight to my friend, and he was like, 420. And I was like, I know, you know what I mean? Like, I know. And he was like, no, 4th and 20th. I was like, like,
You're like, I know the thing.
I know.
420.
I'm like, I know what we're doing. Like, we're not bugged, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to speak in code. I couldn't believe it.
Those apartments we shot a lot in. The web series is all in those two apartments. We shot a lot in those.
So small. Like when we started the show, we were like, these apartments need to be tiny, okay? Tiny, real, tiny. And it's like, you don't want to, you like smell camera people's genitals after a while. It's like, we can open it up a little bit and
At
just
first
shoot
we were like,
closer.
okay, and then we're like, no.
We like got it. They were like, you don't want to, and then we did it, and then we're like, gotcha.
Now I understand Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Love like no
Exactly.
other.
Oh, they had that apartment.
That is so true.
Yeah.
That's right.
As you guys are enjoying this great success, and do you feel concerned that you might be losing touch with the part of being broke and young at 20s. I mean, you'll always be young and beautiful, but you know, losing touch with those experiences. And kind of a two-part question: how do you spy on New York to collect your stories if people are like, oh, they're the ladies from Broad City? Can you do that?
Okay, first thing I have to address is you saying, I assume you're enjoying it, something to work on always, you know what I mean? To be like enjoying that process. Yeah. You're right. That's like very important. That's very important. And I'm not like, I think that's very important. And we're like trying to do that. But this question is like so scary and so true.
Great question.
Already feel out of touch with
question.
that character. 100%.
What do you mean? This is exactly what we used to do.
Jill and Amy Ryan, right? No, I mean, totally am scared to be out of touch with it, for sure. Like, I feel,
I think it is hard because also our characters have our names. It's a very weird thing. People, if you watch the show, they also just say your name.
And you're like, hey, what? It's like
legit takes me so long to understand if somebody knows me
or
if they know the show. I'm like, hey, what up?
What's
up? I don't know. I think Ilana bikes a lot, and
biking keeps me grounded.
No,
it does. I'm like a filthy child biking around the city.
Honestly, I'm like, that's how you get to. I don't bike. I bike in Brooklyn when my tires are filled.
She was biking with a flat tire the other day.
I came to work the other day, and I was like, I biked with both tires flat, and I didn't realize until it was like, I was like, biking is so hard, and it was like, not that hard, and I was like, I'm a fucking idiot.
Well, you know what? You know what I find the thing that is most mismatched is regarding people's perception and what we perceive ourselves to be is the partying element. Like, I still feel like a scrappy person, and I can draw on some dumb shit I go through, and it's like, haha, I'll write that down, and you know, we can put that into the characters, but the way people think that we drink and smoke is like, I'm like, I can't even stay up. I'm not drink, like, I don't, you know, like that's the thing that people are like, oh yeah, and I'm like, we're like, that's different to me. It's like, that's the mismatch.
That's one thing. I was fortunate enough to spend a day with these ladies on set, and I was floored by how much, I want to like fill the audience in on how hard you work at not only being the stars of your show, but being writers and being producers, and how you're wearing all those hats at once. Can you talk about almost like from start to finish, from, you know, writing your outlines, writing the scripts, to then being in production, who's the good cop, who's the bad cop, you know, do you share that? Like, because they work hard, but success came and you guys were prepared, and that's also such a great, you know, tip of the hat. You guys are, you're smart and you know yourselves, and it shows in your show.
Thank you so much. Oh my God.
Gee, what do we do with this?
What a queen. Thank you so much.
Well,
so
thank
generous.
you for doing the show. That was, it actually raised the level of our show's quality.
I mean,
have you on the show.
It truly did. It's like, you're a no-joke guest star, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God.
Crying Ryan.
Elevation.
Crying Ryan over here. It's an inside joke.
But like our process is long. It takes 9 months.
Oh God.
A season of the show. We definitely switch bad cop, good cop. We weirdly, okay, like today, the way we're like sort of wearing a similar color palette, we'll switch into bad cop, good cop and be like, great. Like, not even, you know, speak to it. We're sort of getting a shorthand energy read that will be like, okay, I'm gonna be a dick right now, not working, you know, and the other one's like, but it is cool, you know, like whatever it is that we yin and yang, we pretty much, I mean, it's like back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, I think the process, and this is the third time we're now doing it. First time around was like, what are we doing? We were very much one foot in front of the other. And now that we had the second season where we were running the show too, I think that the process moves so fast that we don't really have a lot of time to reflect, and so we're just like, and we're still going.
We try to take notes during the season for the next season, but it's not like we can amend the process necessarily. It's always like, we're doing it. How is today gonna go? You know what I mean? But it's hard to, we've been like looking at this season like, okay, in comedy, comedy comes in threes, so 3 makes a pattern. Second season, if it was like, oh, I don't like this part of the process. It's like, I wonder if that's a coincidence or if it's a pattern. We'll see next year. And now the show is, a 3rd season is like, this is an established show. There's a pattern here. And it's like, it would be great to streamline the process of it, but it kind of is always just like, writing is, you're drowning in it, and then, it's outlines. And so this 9-month process we consider to be a 3-act show, kind of, over 9 months. The first act is writing, and it's, we break a story, we write the story and figure out each step of the way, and the act breaks, and we write the outline, and then we send it back and forth to producers and the network, and
we get notes.
And we go to script and incorporate those notes, and then we get notes on the draft.
We do a table read. We have a table read tomorrow morning on the last scripts of the 3rd season. That's how we read at the table reads. Ilana, turn on video chat. Yeah, and so we...
And then shooting is the second act, and editing is the third, and has those similar kind of passes that the writing does.
Do you have different lines in the sand, different boundaries? Like, I am not going to put myself in that compromising position, and maybe you assign it then to the other character, or...
That is so funny.
That is funny. When we come up with a funny storyline, it kind of feels right for one or the other. I think if we said a storyline to you, I think you would be like, oh, that's more of an Ilana thing.
Right. Yeah.
And then like when we're coming up with things that it could be, it's like sometimes you pitch something like horrible that you don't want to do or don't want the other person to do, but you just gotta say it. But we definitely have like ethical boundaries in writing. And like weirdly, all the things that you named, it's like, those are your ethical boundaries, all, like the things you named from the show, but they are. It's like, we're not gonna, you see guys go down on these gals a lot in the show. We've seen enough like blowjob angles from girls like in every ad that you see that it's like, okay, we don't need to put another one of those. You know what I mean? Like like we just have like certain ethics that guide the writing, but it's not like it's a new form of values. It's new, very new values.
Those are our ethical boundaries.
These protagonists are getting eaten out. That's
yeah, and it's a lot about when, and where, and with who, and there's a lot that goes into that. More than you would think.
A little more, yeah.
Well, this is actually perfect for my next question because I've met your parents. Woo! Who are awesome and are here tonight, right?
Where are my mom and dad? There they are, look at them! Happy Father's Day to my daddy-o! Yes! Aw, they're cute. So cute. Killing me.
I sometimes, like with my own family, my sister will call me excited. She's like, I saw your name in the newspaper. And then I have to point out, like, well, that's a bad review. Like, she can't separate.
That is so funny.
So does your...
No. I'm also like, really?
Does your family... So my question is, and maybe I should ask, but are they really okay with all the content that we see in the show, or are they just excited you're on TV? And they're not quite, how much is it? Because it's awesome. I love it.
The latter for me. They're just like stoked. They're not like, that was weird. They're like, I can't even believe, you can't even believe this is on TV in the first place. But then it's like,
it's amazing.
Your kid you raised? It's like, must be nuts.
Yeah.
Same with
too.
pegging last year. It was not like...
I definitely called my parents. And I didn't tell them, I got on the phone to tell them what it was, and then I was like, I'm not gonna do that. And I was like, I don't wanna say this, I'm gonna have to get into what that is. And And so I was just like this, they knew that there was gonna be a couple that had like, even the naked one is like whatever. But even that one, I was like, Dad, there's there's something going on. But the pegging one, I was like, there's a thing. Just because I'm wearing a strap on.
I know, but
it's like a thing.
you just reminded me that you didn't tell them exactly.
No, I
it's
did
like
not.
Once you get into it,
I was
you're
like, it's tonight. Keep on the lookout.
you'll know.
You'll know it when you see it. Yeah, my mom was like, you sure it's tonight? I was like, it's definitely tonight. Definitely tonight.
But they're just like, I mean,
They're so excited.
Yeah.
Our moms text each other all the time.
That's awesome.
very cute. It's like killer cute.
They're like, did you see this? Did you see that?
Yeah, they're real like open-minded and just, I mean, since the web series too. Not that the web series, I'm like trying to think, like, was there stuff it just felt less risky because it was like, oh, it's on the web. You know what I mean? Like everything's on the web or something. But I think, I don't know, they're just like, our parents are very creatively supportive.
It's beautiful. Well done. Well, one of my favorite things that happens in the show, and it's also happened in the web series, is when you guys, it seems like language is just not enough and you have to just burst out and dance. And whether it's your Do the Right Thing homage, or if it's, your naked dance, or your upside down handstand twerking.
Whatever that was.
Nothing makes me happier, so I just want to say thank you.
That's awesome.
You guys, you promised me that this would be fun tonight. Is this fun?
Yeah.
It is so
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. We're having fun.
The dancing thing, I was actually thinking about that because we're nearing the end of writing, and once we finish writing, Ilana and I sort of get all the scripts back, and we have to sort of rework them again and find these moments. Like the Gaga thing sort of didn't come up until after we had written all the scripts. It came up when we were looking for where we could sort of put in new songs, or it just came up later than usual. And I was thinking about the dancing, and I think we tend to do that because, for me at least, like when those are the moments you want, like in like those are like the moments, the big moments that you want in life.
Yeah.
And so we get to just have them on the show, if that makes sense.
Well, guess what, ladies? I want it now.
Yes! Are you like, hit it?
I know! Hit it!
Oh, I knew she was doing this! Get up with us!
Misdemeanor on the floor, pretty boy, here I come. Pumps in the bump, make you wanna hurt something. I can take your man, I don't have to set some. Hang him out the window, call me Michael Jackson. I'm a pain in your rectum. I am the bitch.
She's like, hit it! Thank you so much. That was so fun. Thanks. I'm like blushing.
Oh my God.
Bow, bow,
That's
bow.
one check on my bucket list.
I think this is a revelation into
Silly.
Amy Ryan a little bit
Oh my goodness.
tonight.
That was fun.
Oh my gosh, where? I just saw a while ago. I saw that great documentary
Me too.
montage of Heck. You're smart.
Me too, yeah.
I loved it.
Me too, yeah.
It was.
Me too.
Makes me smart.
Love them.
But I didn't know. I'm late to the game, but I just learned that Nirvana had considered other names, such as Mandible's Godchild or Fecal Matter was one of the names. So I was wondering. Good choice.
They went with the right one.
Yeah. I was wondering, did you guys have different names for Broad City, and what were they?
Just in the initial going for it, we never had a different idea for a name. Just when we were like searching for the name, we were like going through other shitty versions of Broad City, but when we landed on Broad City, that was it from the beginning. Which is kind of rare, I think.
Yeah.
Weird.
For a teeny little bit, we wrote the script with FX first, and we had different names.
That's right.
Carly and Evelyn.
Ew! What? I don't know. It is weird though.
And then we were writing it, and one day, one of our producers, Tony Hernandez, walks in and he was like, I think you should have your names.
He called us when we were driving.
Oh, why was
In
that?
LA.
Like he walked into a room.
He burst in the door.
No.
He called
He
us.
broke down the door and he said, you must.
But we were like bummed actually, because we like knew that it did need to be that, but it was like, oh, that's like our names. You know what I mean? But we like, he was totally right. He was totally right. And it was like, yep, we are like pretending that it doesn't have to be our names, but it does.
Is there a difference between a queen and a badass bitch?
Huh.
You know how like a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square?
That is so perfectly said.
So it's like a queen encompasses badass bitch, but a badass bitch has other levels to gain, I believe.
Wow.
That's well said.
Ilana, that was real math.
Math and science. Women can do math and science, right? Hard-hitting topics, yes.
Oh my God.
Whew, check,
Write
got the
that
math and
down,
science.
write
Check,
that
that was
down.
good.
Somebody
Covered our educational agenda tonight. So good, good, yeah.
Yeah, you guys, I know you've been, do you feel this weight of being role models to women? I mean, you've had.
Thanks for laughing.
Everyone was like,
Oh my God, it's fun. The audience is so
I
love it.
think that, wait, were you done?
well, no, well, I can be. I can be done. Go ahead, talk.
I don't think we think about that at all. But
Just what I was.
well, I don't think that Abbi and Ilana on the show, I can see how people would be like, they're not role models. But also they are, because they're just clearly having fun, which in a way, this sounds so bizarre, but like I look at the show and I'm like, oh, I need to do that.
Totally.
It's me.
Totally.
It is me
Totally.
on the show.
I totally
Very
agree.
heady, guys.
Because in real life, we're like, we gotta be good girls, we gotta go to sleep, and we gotta work out, and then we gotta go to the writer's room, and get there like right on the dot on time, and it's like, chill.
We like text each other. If either of us is like a minute late, like I think I'm gonna be late.
I'm gonna be 5 minutes late.
We show up and no
It's like
one else
not
is
a big
ever
deal.
there.
It's not a big deal. We are always the first people there, like the biggest dorks possible. And like I agree, the characters on the show are like just enjoying life, and they don't have like some larger agenda that capitalizes on that fun. Every time I have fun, I'm like, I like write it down. It's like,
I know.
chill. Like I think that, you know, like there's
You're writing
one,
it to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, here, look, I'm doing this.
like we like email it ideas in the subject. It's like, yeah, or experiences, and people didn't used to email experience. Like it's like, but I agree. I feel I love the way the characters like live their lives, and I want to do that more.
But I will say, I do. Well, we get to write amazing things. Like, yeah, shitty stuff happens to them, but we get to write these amazing adventures that we kind of don't have as much anymore.
And the shitty stuff is so fun to enact and not have it have consequences on your life.
Yes.
So that's fun too.
Good, yes. But also, I mean, I do hope that people watch, or people that like the show, see that, you know, the way the show came about, I think is a cool thing to see. Like, just the fact that you can find friends and make something, and then who the fuck knows, like, so this can happen. So I hope that that is in the realm of role modelness.
And also like,
No, but like I hope people are like,
Totally.
like you can just make stuff, and then stuff can happen.
and also like a lot of people are like, or like I've read about the show that these women are imperfect, and that's a different kind of role model to let women know that they don't have to be these like perfect versions of themselves or whatever. But I think that extends to all people. you know, like the representation of different types of people on TV and movies, it's like not...
They're not human.
Yeah, and it's not like realistic.
Yeah.
And I think that's like why people like love your work so much, that you like see the real Amy Ryan in, I can't believe I'm saying this, it's like starting to get like meta. But like, I mean, it's crazy, you know, like you can see as an audience member, like in your eyes, oh, there's this real person in there. And like, I think that's what we hope for the show, for all the characters that, like Gemberling, like that's really Gemberling, you know? And like all the characters, we like that authenticity to pierce through if possible. And that's like kind of a version of, again, in the realm of role model maybe?
Yeah.
Reality?
Yeah. Do we, just looking at the time, do we have a moment, John Gemberling, who is Bevers on the show, so amazing.
Who you've also been friends with for a while.
Yeah, I've known John for a while. I guess I'm blushing, but I will start this by saying I have his permission to share this. But when my question is, he's so at ease on the show, and you know, he's just, as we've all seen. Is that scripted, or is that John saying, well, I'll just do this and I'll just add that? When I first met John, he was dating his then now beautiful wife, Andrea Rosen, and and she said, "This is my boyfriend, and this is a picture of us. We went to our friend's house in the wintertime, but the plumbing wasn't working, so he pooped on a plate. Isn't it cute?"
On a paper.
We've seen
Oh, you've seen it.
And we've seen the picture. We see his ball hair in the picture. John is an unbelievable, true, he's a true New Yorker. He's comfortable. It's like, he grew up in the city. He's like a theater nerd. He is, like, you know, the show is so scripted, but when you write something knowing who the person is and deeply knowing that person, which you can't not deeply know John if you know him at all. Oh. I was like, you look great.
I was like, is it John?
I know, right? He's like, here I am. But when you write for a person that you know, it's like, oh, he's gonna breathe life into this that will smell like farts. You know?
We pitched the show with him. We pitched the show with him and Hannibal.
Like saying
as
their
those characters. We were like, this is who we want. And just the more we work with him, the more he is Bevers. The more we work with him, it's so fun to write for him, because we pitch him, I think, as the most like the nicest guy in the world.
The most annoying guy that you cannot help but love.
Yes.
So much.
Yes. So he'll be so annoying. Like my favorite parts that he does, where he is so annoying, and he annoys me on set. It gets like, because he's like, do you mind if this fart's real? And I'm like, sure.
He's always got, he's like got a fire in the cannon, always at any moment. He can pull the trigger at any moment. He also like makes
like
up
a
songs.
method.
He is hilarious. And sometimes we find ourselves being like, Bevers, oh. And it's like, we like off, you know, we mean like, I'm like, oh, you know? It's.
Yeah. Oh, but I love when he is just so annoying, but then he has a very intelligent, we're like in 207, he snaps my Starbucks gift card, and he's like, well, maybe now you can start supporting small businesses. And it's like, like he's very smart.
Yeah. And even in that closet scene, we were having this conversation with Gemberling that was about corn. And he was arguing for corn. And we were like, I don't know, what's up with corn? And he is such an incredible improviser, because he will lead with this conviction that is...
He's like an amazing debater.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what is coming out of his mouth, it's like, it feels right. It's annoying, and it's like amazing.
I have we're gonna have some questions from the audience, but I also, before that, we have a rapid fire question and answer. Who was your celebrity crush when you were 12?
JTT.
Ilana?
Freddie Prinze Jr.
When you were 16?
Oh gosh, Trey Anastasio.
Literally, James Blake, the tennis player. Truly a dork.
Yeah, mine was so cool.
Yeah, that was cool. He's like a guitarist.
People got it.
When you were 20?
Oh, 20. Oh, God, like my old ass teacher. Oh, celebrity. Celebrity.
All right. Oh, whew.
That's the first thing I thought of.
That's sweet.
Wow, how old?
Celebrity. Oh, God, it was the whole
60?
smart, like, art teacher, you know.
60? How old?
He was like 60.
60.
No, why? Do you know why I liked him? He looked like Gordon Gekko. Who's that guy?
Michael Douglas.
Yeah, he looked like Michael Douglas.
Douglas is hot.
Which I'm not even into Michael Douglas, but like there was a time
I
when
am.
Michael Douglas, not
He's
bad.
a sexy older dude. Okay, 20, celebrity crush, 20.
Where was I in my life?
I was like up comedy's butt. It was like some comedian, I don't know. Like a million comedians.
Oh my gosh, what was I doing at 20?
At 20, you were in college.
Yes, I was in college. Did you say yours yet?
No.
Here
Or
we
how
go.
about
Here we
today?
go.
Go to today.
Today.
Oh, I know mine. Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
He's hot.
Mine is
Is Oscar here tonight?
Oscar.
No. Okay. It's fine.
Who's my celebrity crush? I don't know.
Your celebrity crush right now?
Yeah, who is it? I don't know. I have like a bunch. And also like the field.
I feel like a model.
Yeah, I like models. It's so gross. It's like embarrassing. I really like models. I like this model Adonis Basso, and I follow him on
Adonis.
Instagram. Literally Adonis. I like Instagram models. Ew. Yep. My celebrity crush is fit girl videos. Yeah. I'm like tapping my foot 'cause I'm uncomfortable.
Who's yours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey. Hey now.
When I was 12, Ralph Macchio.
Oh. 16.
Oh, Richard Gere.
Oh.
Today?
20.
20 was Drew Barrymore.
I could get on board with Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today, I don't know. It's a little more vague. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna follow the Instagram.
Today you
pictures.
like are not allowed to answer now.
Yeah.
Today I'm married.
Yeah.
So anyway, I have all these questions from the audience. Well, okay, if you went to a flea market with Mark Ruffalo, what would you purchase?
The obvious is the crates.
I would maybe get like a handcuff and be like, "You stuck with me."
An old handcuff with no key.
Yeah.
I would get like some like cool minimal brass lamps.
Like that kind of come off the wall and they're like, they have like a,
Like sconces,
yeah.
brass sconces.
I like that.
Very far from the characters, you know what I mean?
This question is from Stephanie from Facebook.
Oh, I love
Thanks,
Facebook.
Steph.
If you were a piñata, what shape would you be and what would you be filled with?
Whoa. Oh my God. I would be classic, like donkey piñata filled with loose nerds.
That's so
What
funny.
a mess! What a mess! What a mess!
That's like such a party.
Like pooper.
Yeah.
For the person hosting. And like,
Inside
woo!
or outside, it's a mess.
If it's in a field, who cares? But
What would I be? I'd be like, I don't know, it'd be kind of cool to be like a ball.
yeah, like a disco ball.
Oh, I meant like a basketball. And then I'd maybe, what if I was filled with cotton candy?
It just lightly, gently.
It just kind of falls out.
That's so funny. Anti, not what you expected in a piñata.
What advice would you give to your younger selves?
Stop worrying. You are wasting your energy.
Me now.
I know, me now too. I'm like, what?
Well, part of me is like, I don't know if I would tell her anything because I'd use all the shit she did.
So true.
I'm like, thanks, bitch.
Yeah. Whoops. Thanks, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm like,
We know your TV characters' bucket lists, but what are yours? It says, stay classy, Lily.
that is so funny. Thank you.
Bucket list. Bucket list. Okay. Let's see here. I've never done a cross-country, well, we did it on a bus, but I've never done like a cross-country road trip. I'd like to do that.
I took French for like middle school and high school. I want to take French classes and go to France and like use it.
You've been talking about this. So
I'm gonna try to do that bucket list this year. If
Rosetta
possible.
Stone.
Yeah. I want to go to like an adult class at like a center or
You do?
an annex. Yeah, no quotes. I'm gonna like go to an annex and I want to like talk it out with a stranger. I want to speak French with like an old New Yorker who like doesn't give a shit about Broad City, does not know, and they're just like, oof, you're so like I like that old people think millennials are annoying. Like I just want like to speak French with an older person in New York, and then go to
I
France.
have one that is like, I'm saving it for the right moment. I've never eaten a hamburger.
And the crowd went silent.
What are you saving it for?
No, like I think it's like
Request
I think it's like
consonant.
a fun thing to throw a party and do.
You've been talking about this for years
I
too.
know. I think we might do it on the show at some point.
You should do
this
it in
is
real
a
life
cool
first.
thing I've been polling where to do it, and I think
mean,
it's a fun
years.
thing to like have a party and
You should do it.
I don't think I don't think I want it to eat hamburgers, but just the one.
A good like grassy
That's how it
burger.
starts. One gateway burger.
Yeah, you know what burgers lead to.
Do you have a bucket list
I don't.
item?
Oh my gosh. No, I have more like a should list. I should of
Gotcha.
myself all the time.
Oh.
It's a terrible thing
Us,
to do.
us queens,
Yeah.
you know, shooting ourselves. We should.
I should go to France with you.
Yes.
Learn French.
You should do that. I agree. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Marty from Facebook wants
Love
to
them already.
wants to
Love them.
know, is Garrel ever coming back?
We talk about this a lot. So should we be?
Yeah, I'm like, we can be
okay,
like
so-
politely like honest. It's just that she's like a very old actress. Like, very old.
What is her last name?
Virginia Robinson.
Virginia Robinson. She's amazing, but we get worried every time we get nervous.
Like filming with her for Val was different than filming for her in the first season, just because like an older person's like time, you know, it's just like different. And we're just like, is it that important to like rip her from the Upper East Side and like bring her down to our, you know, it like starts to be in perspective where it's like, she also like, it's not like Virginia's on Tumblr seeing how much we all love her, you know, it's like,
she has no idea.
she doesn't get the rewards
I hope
that we
she
get
is.
from
Can
her
you imagine if
existence.
she's like,
Yeah. But like, you know what I mean? It's like, I love Garrel, but I don't know if we think it's worth taking up a day
if we
of
come
hers,
up with the
honestly.
right thing, we'll do it.
But we do love her.
Marty.
This is from, I think it says Emmy, it's cut off, but would you rather, from Facebook, would you rather have a hot dog nose or mozzarella stick thumbs?
That is so funny.
Oh, Malik from
go-
Facebook, that's it, sorry, not Emmy.
I'd go mozzarella stick thumb.
Yeah, me too.
Hot dog nose, that's
I'm like,
out there.
yeah.
Thumb, you just sort of
Thumbs,
eat
I'd
it
like bite
then-
off and it's
yeah.
done. Yeah. That's right.
Let's see here, do you want another question?
Sure.
Okay.
We're down, whatever you.
This is from Lauren from Facebook. Do I have to be young to follow in your footsteps? I am almost 50. What advice do you have for an aspiring female comic who is not just starting out? It's there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You don't have to be young.
No, I don't think so at all. I hope that I think we always have hoped that it wasn't just our age people watching the show, and somehow it transcended space and time.
Demo class.
No, but like I think
socioeconomic
it's
status.
really about friendship, and it's really just, the show grew from us being actual friends and us thinking our voice as a unit was funny and making a thing. And I think that holds true for anyone, however old you are, whatever you're doing, whether it's comedy or writing or artwork or whatever it is. Whether if you're a juggler, you got your own. I'm just
Anything that starts, there's no age range for someone taking something authentic and sticking to it and building on a vision. There's no,
especially now. Because
Yeah.
I would imagine before you had to sort of be seen live to be doing stuff, comedy. And now the internet is a platform for anyone. You just have to keep putting stuff out there.
I mean, you have to also the youth, I'm trying to think how much does youth play into it? Well, one thing is the energy we had to make that web series while working, full-time jobs, I think is maybe, but I'm we're now our full-time jobs are the show, and I'm more tired, I don't know. But also, I think the naivete that was beneficial to us being young and thinking that we could do this, as long as you can lift that thing and believe in yourself to keep going. I mean, that's not an age youth. That's something inside type of youth. I don't know.
This sounds weird, but I was thinking about roller skating recently.
Not blading.
Gentle. What?
Not blading. Skating.
Just skating or blading, whatever. And as a kid, I was really good. I could do it. Cool, right? But I was just thinking about now, if I put roller skates on, I'm not good anymore. And it's not, I think it's just because as a kid, you just go for it, and you're not afraid of falling, and you're not afraid of going fast or whatever. And as you get older, you just get afraid of falling, and you get afraid of I don't even know, just
And falling is such a bigger deal now. I mean, I'm 28 and I don't want to fall, But you think of older people as not wanting to fall, but I'm
that's
you don't want to.
the same with doing whatever you're passionate about. It's when you're younger, I think people tend to be more riskier.
And just it's hard to, I think and think and think more as I get older. It's that was something that was useful that we were younger when we started it, is that we didn't think about it. But as long as you don't need a certain number or chronology for that, it's just as long as you can focus on what you enjoy about what you make and focus on that to keep going forward. Yeah, I don't think that's age prohibitive at all.
Beautiful.
Right?
Yeah.
Lauren, right? Lauren?
Lily. Yeah.
Do it, Lily.
We'll get her some roller skates.
Yeah.
Send them to her. Given the pressures that many girls feel in their 20s to find boyfriends and settle down, why did you decide to not make relationships and that anxiety a central theme in your show?
I love that question. First of all, just straight up. We've just been so focused on this project. It's it's just true to our lives, I think.
And I think that I think the central focus of the show is this friendship. So those other relationships were always going to take a back seat in the car.
Yeah.
It is.
All about metaphors tonight.
And it really,
No, but they exist, but that's not what it's focusing on. We could move the show and focus on that. And maybe as the girls get older, they do have more serious relationships, but it's just not what we ever wanted to really focus on.
yeah.
I also think that's it feels so revelatory that you can have two women who truly have each other's backs, and it's shocking that that's so rare. Usually sitcoms are plagued with the best friend is just sarcastic and, you know, constantly full of snaps and putting the other girl down. That to see your relationship, it's so inspiring. It makes me rethink a lot of my own friendships. Like, let's get rid of,
funny.
you know, you guys just, you love each other so much, and it's inspiring. And I think of my daughter's 5.5. I'm like, I really hope she finds friendships like you guys have in her life. And how old should she be when I show her your show?
She's already the third Broad City.
Yeah, Georgia. I think like I'm like 12. She's like so smart. I'm like she'll be like over it at 12. She'll be like writing a better show than it is. You know what I mean? But you know, as incredible as our response has been, or the reception has been, it is a bummer that it's such a shock.
Yeah.
And that people are like, do you know, are you guys really friends? It's like, what? And like, you know, or focusing on the best friendship over the business partnership that is like so exciting to us. That's such a central part of our friendship, like making something and making it work. Like, you know, it is a bummer that it's such a shock. It's like, I don't even get it.
Someone posted on Instagram. I'm on social media.
Yeah, believe it.
Someone posted a snapshot of, like, on Netflix or something, of buddy comedies, like an image of all of these recommendations, and there was literally not one girl on it. It was all
nope, buddies are dudes.
All dudes.
You know, dudes. They got
crazy.
buddies.
It's so bizarre to me.
And you guys know, like the Bechdel test of this like feminist. I love the nods. Yes, this like woman that created this thing of like 3 simple questions are the. I wish I like knew it better, but the women in whatever movie or film, like, do they have a name? Do they talk to each other? Is it anything other than about men? Yada yada yada. Like, once we started making this show, I see other TV and movies. I mean, women are just like so often like yappy and like not giving any information, and the story's not moving forward, or they're just like a blow-up doll pretty much. And it's like, it's just, it's a bummer that so much media is still like, whatever, stuck in the 90s, but that's like pretty recent too. But
No,
yeah,
but
it shouldn't be that
there's
amazing.
There's a lot of women
it shouldn't be.
in the world. What's like going on? Like,
Running shit too.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
I don't think TV and film reflect reality most of the time yet.
And I think that's what speaks to your show. You know, there's young people, old people, just can't get enough of your show because I think it portrays the truth of women and friendships between women and again, New York. And it's like a tonic we didn't know we were missing, but like, where have you been all our lives? But thank God you're here. And
oh my God! I can't even believe it. I'm freaking out. Thank you so much.
That is true. And
you're incredible. Thank you.
I share this quickly before we end, but I'm a nervous flyer. And I had to travel a lot last year, and honest to God, the one thing that got me through it was watching your episodes on the plane. And I was there, like slapping my headphones, like, ah! I'm like, oh no, what do you mean we're landing? No. I was looking forward to these flights I had to take down to Atlanta through hurricanes and storms. I was like, it's okay, the girls will be with me.
Oh my God. I was like, that is.
But it like really, it truly was therapeutic for me to just keep laughing and laughing out loud. And so I thank you for that. And I'm also really excited because I know like Broad City is just the tip of the iceberg. You guys are so smart and talented, and I can't wait to see what you're gonna do together after this and separately and on and on and on until you're old ladies on the Upper East Side.
Let's hope.
So, yeah.
Thanks so much.
No.
I'm like looking at my parents. Can you believe it?
So you want to dance again?
Yeah.
So thank you all for coming.
Thanks a lot, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you.